Do you remember this tweet? If you don't remember it, I actually said it yesterday to remember. I warned you. I posted this on October 21st. And yesterday I said, remember this tweet. Every single pump in the next 30 to 90 days is there to trap you. You are the exit liquidity. Yet, no one is listening. Or if you're listening, let me know in the comment section, because some of you have been listening. Yesterday on FOMC, I literally said that I do believe that we can have a rejection from here. This is why I'm not longing. Everything is down. Everything is down. A brutal whipsaw. You can look at it. Pangu down 12%. Pump down 10%. Ondo 6%. Ondo is flying. Anyway, so there's 430 million that was liquidated in the past 12 hours. About 340 million from longs. And about 100 million from shorts. Obviously from, again, as I said, was expecting it yesterday on the daily update, or the day before on the daily update outline, and also on last night's FOMC stream. The market is not looking good. I do think that a major rejection is coming. I do think that this can be the beginning of the actual push down. Now I'm gonna tell you what I think, and I'm gonna tell you what I'm expecting, yeah, I'm gonna run through this. If you don't know who I am, my name is 𝗙𝗏. I've been here since 2016. And this is the 100x Club channel because I'm 100xing my net worth in the next 10 years through trading. If you want to see that, I do have daily updates. Subscribe to the channel and watch these 10-minute updates every day. I also have a community where I share trades like these. I literally shared this trade with you the other day. So if you're interested in this, there's a link in the description to the community. It's free. You can join in and also subscribe to the channel and turn the bell notifications on. Let's get going. Very important. Yesterday was the FOMC happening, and there was a 25 basis point cut. Now, yesterday I was live doing FOMC here, which was an incredible stream. Thanks for tuning in. It was amazing. But one of the major takeaways is that the Fed announced the buyback or purchase of $4 billion worth of purchases in T-bills every single month, or around every month for a couple of months. Now, JP was very serious about the fact that this is not quantitative easing, and it is not quantitative easing per se, but it's definitely the beginning of a monetary shift from quantitative tightening to quantitative easing in quantitative neutrality. So what we see is obviously they need to buy, usually buying trillions, push down long-term, long duration assets. That's what actual QE is. But I do think this is a great beginning. I do think that this is a great start to it. So what am I expecting? Now, I've been, a couple of things that I think is very, very important. One of them is that I said throughout the streams, I've been talking about on the daily updates here. I've been talking about these double tops, these relative equal high highs. The reason why I knew that we are going to have to push this, and this is why I took the long position, by the way. The reason why I knew we have to take these is because this is liquidity here. This is the place where everybody places their stop losses, and that is what market makers know and play with. So it was obvious that this needs to be taken. And then there was the push here, and I was expecting the total market cap to come all the way up here to the 3.22 trillion mark. Reason being, because on the hold on a second, did I mark this incorrectly? Let me just see this. Because on the daily chart, you know, markets always retrace 50%, whether it's the daily chart, whether it's the hourly chart, whatever. And on the daily, if you look at the daily chart here, and you actually pull the Fibonacci tool, you will see that the actual Fibonacci tool shows you the 50% on this lag down here at about 3.22 trillion. Now, the reason why I was expecting this to go higher, one, the liquidity, which got taken beautifully. This is how we took the long position, this long position that I closed 75% off here, and I gave you the trade. But also, I was expecting it to come to the 3.22 because the daily retracement. Now, that did not happen. But unfortunately, there is no impulsive close above the 4-hour high. Very important that for us to, I said this is the 4-hour high here, and we need to see a strong, close above, and we don't have that. Therefore, this rejection is happening from a 4-hour supply zone. And it looks very fucking bad. I mean, if you ask me, this is what we call a strong market structure shift. There is no close above, which is not the greatest, but there is an immediate reversal after great news, after a dovish Fed. I mean, this is prime example of why I think the market is going down. So, you know, I closed 50% here and then another 25 on the daily update. So I still had 25% of my trade of this long that got stopped on break even. But what I also said here, that this is exactly why you put your stop loss at break even, and you actually realize majority of your profits when you have a great scalp trade, because you don't know what the market is going to give you. So that said, here's what I'm expecting. Do I take a short position? No. The reason why I don't take a short position is because I'm still in a belief that we need to go and touch onto this 3.22 trillion. Now, I might be completely wrong, but the actual 4-hour OB is only down here because this leg did not, there is a little close above, which could be considered, but I would not consider, I mean, I would consider this, okay, I would consider this as a first level where I would be like, okay, this, if we have a close below there on the 4-hour, that's probably the reversal, but ultimately the real 4-hour close needs to happen below 2.83 for me to confirm any reversal, okay? So if we have a close below this level, which is the 2.95, I do think that it is the beginning of the reversal, and if we do have a close below 2.83, that means we're going much lower, going down to the 2.5, 2.6-ish region, okay? So, but first, again, I just want to make sure that it's clear, TLDR, I do think the reason why I'm not shorting here is because I want to see this being touched, this being the 3.22 trillion, so I would like to see this. Whether it's happening or not, I have no freaking clue. I'm not a fortune teller, I'm a trader, but this is what I want to see because then on the daily leg it would be complete and then we can go much lower. This is what I would like to see. Now, what is most likely going to happen, unfortunately, I think, and I'm probably going to miss the short trade, which is also fine, but what is most likely happening, I think, the most likely scenario is that we're going to simply reject here. We're going to have a little bit of a push here and then reject and then just go lower. This is unfortunate what I think. The only way I'm going to short is if I see this break and then there's a retrace, then I am going to take a short here and then short it lower. Until then, I'm not interested. Again, it's not about trading. It's about making money. More than enough money off of this trade. More than enough money off of this trade. I don't need to chase any trade. I can take one trade a week and then be extremely profitable. So I'm super happy about that. Again, I'll see if we start pushing here and reject from here, from the 3.22 on the total market cap, about 100,000 on Bitcoin, by the way, then I'm going to take a short position. If we just continue lower, I am going to wait for a retrace, and if that happens, I am going to short here and go lower. So there are multiple ways to look at it. We have to see how it comes, but I have zero doubt in my mind that there is going to be a rejection. Also, if you look at this, there is, you know, a lot of people, this is the time when they will say, oh, if FM is the pump and whatever. This can pump another 10% and still extremely fucking bearish. I mean, if you look at this is elevator down and stairs up. Like, I'm not interested in being in a staircase ever. I always want to be in the elevator, and the elevator is definitely down. So whether rejection is coming now or it's coming a little bit later, I have no clue, but it is definitely coming in my opinion. Okay, a couple of other things. One of the things is this bot here, Power. So I told you birdie came in yesterday on FOMC. I said there was a birdie that came to my window and I said that this week this could be a very interesting token. So I actually launched a bot. It's in the community. I shared it. You can copy the settings if you want. And I do have my bull market bots for 2026 running, which means that all these bots, Bitcoin, Arrow, Aster, 𝗏, Hype, Sol, and ETH, all of these are accumulating for 2026. I do think this is the best way to actually deploy back to the market. As you know, I called the top on October 18th, and I sold 17th, 18th, and I actually sold almost everything that I held in spot, and I layered back 5 to 10% into the market with these bots. So if you want to know more about this, there's a video here that you can check out. Please go and watch it, because I do believe that, again, a lot of people will, it's every time what happens is that I tell you what I believe is going to happen. We'll see where it goes. And of course, a lot of times I'm not right, but a lot of times I am right. And when it happens, people just come and say, hey, how can I get in? Like, I can't give you cheaper prices. So just please check this video. It's going to be an amazing one, or it is an amazing one. And you can find the link in the description to the community. Join in, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next one tomorrow. Take care.